Hello, everybody. My name is Dragos Axinte, and I'm the CEO of Novo Fogo cachaça. I'm coming to you live from our office in Seattle. And with me on this webinar is Fulgencio Torres Viruel, aka Torres, live from the distillery in Mojetes, Paraná. How are you, Torres?
I'm fine, Dragos. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you today.
You have a good amount of sunshine there. It's a nice day,
Yes, it
right?
is.
Okay, okay. Well,
Exactly, Dragos.
oh, beautiful day. Well, guys, let me tell you what we're doing here. This is the third episode in our webinar series that we call Why Cachaça Matters. And the first episode was one that we called We Are Farmers First. And in that episode, we gave a highlight of the background of cachaça, the geography and the history of it. And then we also talked about the process of making cachaça. And Torres exemplified that by giving a live video tour of our building and our equipment and engaging with the people as they were working on the process itself. And the second episode we called Barrel Aging Cachaça. And we put a lot of highlight on the history and present time of the woods utilized in cachaça aging and the differences between using American oak, the sustainable choice, and the problems with using Brazilian native woods that are endangered. And we talked at a great level about that. And that was an interesting episode too, because we had people from 4 different locations. Besides Torres at the distillery and I here in Seattle, we had our master distiller, Agenor Maccari Jr., from his university lab in Curitiba, where he has an entire room full of barrels made from a variety of different Brazilian native woods that he has been studying over the years. And then we had our friends Kurt and Miriam from Posada Graciosa, who own a private reserve that we are helping to transform into a reforestation project. And so we had all these folks talking. And I tell you all these details because they were interesting conversations, and I hope that you get to watch them. We have them saved here on Facebook. If you go to our Facebook page, or on YouTube, you can also find them there. And today is episode number 3. We call this one the human investment, and it talks about the realities of working in the environment that we have there. So today we're going to basically cover our philosophy of employment and interaction with the community, as well as talk about the jobs that are required in a business such as ours, and then allow you to meet the people who fill those jobs, the people who define the company in Mojetes live. Toys is going to go around the building and basically interview the people who are willing to talk on our team. Some of them are a little bit shy, so they may not all talk, but you'll get to see them in action, and you also get to ask them questions. And this is very important too. You can ask them questions directly, either by, if you're on the webinar side of things, there's a button called Q&A through Zoom. And if you're on Facebook, you can just write your question in the feed below the video, and then the questions will come to me and I'll ask them. If there are no questions, or the questions don't make it to us on time, we have some questions we'd like to ask them. And frankly, we just like them to talk because this is their moment. And if they have something to say, it's a great idea to say them. Hopefully it's not help rescue me. Perhaps it's positive things that they want to share with the world. And we get to participate in all of that live. So one thing that I will say though is that earlier today we were doing some tests and we had some problems with the connection, which is par for the course at our distillery in the jungle of Brazil. And so at this point in time, our connection is strong. It's good. It should allow us to step outside of the building and go talk to people actually in the field. But if there's any point in time when this goes south, he'll have to go back inside and draw people towards him. So we'll see how it goes. Every day is an adventure. We've actually never done this before, talking live to people. So I'm as curious to see how it goes as you are. And hopefully we'll have some good stories to tell here. So let me tell you at the beginning about the beginnings. So there are 2 beginnings here. The first one is Torres' own beginning in 2003 when he decided to build this business. And the second one is in 2009 or late 2008, early 2009 when Emily and I had the first idea of creating the Novo Fogo brand, and then met Torres and his team. And the probably the thing that I'm most proud of so far is the fact that the vision that we had originally is the same vision that we have today. And it's a vision based on a philosophy that really guides my life. We basically live our lives, professional and personal lives, through a few simple concepts that say at the beginning begin really with karma. And karma is defined in many different ways. One of them is what goes around comes around. So what goes around comes around means that you reap what you sow, you receive what you deserve, and that represents itself in many different ways. And we have a little distraction here. Can we remove the little furry distraction, please? You want to say hello, buddy? Come say hello. Come say hello before you leave. Come here. Yeah, yeah. This is our little jungle cat. He's our company mascot. Hi, buddy. His name is Whiskey, and he wants to play. Oh, he wants to play. Hi, little guy. Okay, it's time for you to go, bud. he's the funniest little distraction we have. But I do want to talk about the people that we have in Brazil there. So, as we were researching what's happening in the world of agriculture in Brazil, we realized that the whole world, the future of our planet, depends on how well the folks who work off the land in Brazil utilize that land, how well they deplete the resources that the land provides for them. So we pretty much decided that there were two categories of people working the land in Brazil: those who are doing it right and those who are doing it wrong. And the thing to do was to find those who are doing it right and help them become economically and financially successful so they could become role models in their communities. This meant that perhaps those around them would see that it's okay to do the right thing, because you could in fact do well through that too. It's what we call positivity spread. So when positivity spreads, we have a chance to affect the world's future, even if it's just a little bit, but every little bit matters, right? So that is when we met Torres and his team. Emily and I traveled all over Brazil, and I remember that first meeting Torres very well. We were in that building up in the office, and the window was open, and we could hear the birds singing, and I was given the pitch on our business plan, and somebody on Torres' team said, wait, but this is our business plan. And at that point, to me, it was clear that we have kindred spirits there. There was nothing else. Everything else was easy from that point in time. So we thought we were teaching them some things when we went there and we said sustainability and organic and proper employment, all those things, when in fact we realized over the course of working together for years that they had not just mastered all these concepts, they had put them together in a way that made their business work, that eventually created a foundation for everything else that we did here in the United States too. So that sustainability we learned, it has multiple tenets. It's not just one thing. It means three things to me at this point in time, and to everybody in our family. It means that you protect the environment around you. It means that you invest in the community around you, and that includes the team too. And three, it means that you pursue economic success, because without that, none of the other two would happen either. So this was an art really in Mojetes and at this building itself. And we're not quite there yet on all of them, but we're trying to build a business that will last 100 years. And I think we're on our way to having a business that can last 100 years, that can achieve all those three objectives. And we owe all of that to the team in Brazil who is working on that land that you just saw a picture of. These are the folks who basically provide the foundation for everything we do through their character, through their personalities, through their life objectives, to the way that they interact with one another, and they interact with us, and they'll interact with you in a minute. These are the folks who really are Novo Fogo. So as a result, we said, well, the Novo Fogo brand should be based on these stories and on these people, right? It's easy not to get lost when you're just yourself. So we think that we're on our way to something, and I think that today is the day when you get to see what this company is based on as well. So I like to switch over to Torres now and ask him to tell us a little bit about what he, at the beginning, believed in when he decided how to hire people, what kind of people to look for? What was your employment philosophy, Toys? How did you set this building around the people?
Okay, Dragos, it's a very important question because really the people are the most important resource we have. That's for sure. And when we come to the city and we decided to start this business, my main concern was to try to find the right people. The right people should be those ones committed to the kind of project we are going to start at that moment. It was 2003. And since the beginning, our idea was to start our production as organic producers. It means organic is not just a question to don't use fertilizer, chemical fertilizers, or other poisons, but also implies in you have a way to work with the people in a different manner. Our people has special characteristics, and what the main thing to me is when I hired some of 10 and I discussed with 10 before I hired, I always ask if they want to stay with us until the retirement. That's true.
That's a great
I
question.
am always asking.
Concept. Yeah.
Sorry, Dragos.
No, I said that's a great question. That's the same thing we say when we build a 100-year company. We build a lifetime sort of company. We want people to stay with us forever.
Exactly. And well, you know, this is not easy to achieve because people has different plans and many things may happen, but I'll show some of the guys that we have with us, and you are going to meet 10 and you are going to know better about our people talking directly to 10 and knowing 10 as we know 10. Here, depending on the time of the year, they are doing different jobs here. Right now, the sugarcane has been harvested on that place, and now they are managing using manual tools, especially to remove the bush, because the bush is always disputing food from the ground with the sugarcane. So we have to remove it in order to assure that the sugarcane grows strong since the beginning, because that's the main thing at the beginning, to have a good cachaça at the end. And first of all, I want to show you Oséias. Oséias, how are you? Tudo bem com você?
Tudo bem.
Oséias is our supervisor, the field supervisor. And Oséias is working with us since the beginning. Oséias trabalha.
Toys, we cannot hear you. Okay,
Oséias helped to.
Yeah.
Oséias is starting, has worked with us since we started, and he helped to build this building you are seeing here. Quando você começou aqui? 2004 he started working with us, and since that moment he started working in the field, and you can see quantos anos você tem hoje? Oséias is 36 years old.
36.
Casado. He's married. Quantas crianças? 4 kids.
4 kids. And
all of the kids are in the school, and he doesn't live, he lives close to this area. Que distância você mora daqui, Oséias? Yeah, I asked Oséias how far is his house from here. He lives 4 kilometers, 1.5 miles perhaps away from here. And Oséias has his own car, and he uses his own car to come working. Você comprou carro, você vem de carro trabalhar, né? Okay, sometimes he uses his car or his motorcycle to come to work. José, trabalha muito.
I have a question for Oseas.
Say again.
I have a question for Oseas. Oseas,
okay.
Oseas can do everything. We know that. That's why we call him Captain Oseas. He is an engineer and an auto mechanic and a builder, and he repairs everything that's broken. So he has seen everything, and he has done everything since the beginning. I wonder if he can tell us what is something really difficult that he accomplished that he's very proud of.
Oséias, o que é o mais difícil de todas essas coisas que você faz? Você sabe fazer tudo. Você sabe dirigir o trator, lidar com a caldeira, com a moenda. O que é mais complicado? O que é mais difícil de fazer? Okay. Well, Oséias was telling that the most difficult part of the job is exactly this one they are doing right now. Because they have to go in details to remove the bush. Otherwise, we can have problems in the next month. So this is the most difficult part.
Can he show us what they're doing there? Can he show us what they're doing there right now? Can he show what they're doing right now?
Okay, pode mostrar o que eles estão fazendo?
So guys, this sugarcane was planted a month or 2 months ago after the harvest earlier in the season. So these plants are 1 or 2 months old. They grow very fast. They get to 12, 15 feet in 1 year. And because we use organic agriculture, we have weeds, as Torres calls it, the bush. These weeds just grow naturally out of the ground, and they have to be removed by hand or with these tools that you guys see them holding there, so that the bush, the weeds, do not take precious natural resources away from the sugarcane, from the land, right? We have other techniques in reducing the number of weeds that grow on the property, and one of them, for example, is to plant the canes plants really close to each other. So when they grow a little bit bigger, they form a canopy that blocks the sunlight from hitting the ground, and therefore reduces the sunlight available to the weeds themselves, essentially killing the weeds in a natural way. And perhaps you think that sugarcane field workers only cut sugarcane. No, they also grow sugarcane, and this is the beginning of the growing season. So they're out there on the field every day doing something like this. This is the reality of doing of organic agriculture. So, Torres, I will go back to you now. Who else is there? That's Sandro that we're looking at right now. Can you talk to Sandro? Is he available for us?
Yes, Sandro is here. And Sandro, okay.
Who is Sandro?
Sandro is one of the oldest employees as Oséias. He's working with us for more than 9 years. Quantos anos você trabalha com a gente, Sandro?
9 anos e meio.
9.5 years he's working with us.
That's amazing.
And also, Sandro as Oséias, he can do everything here. He drives the tractor, he operates the boiler, or when we have to press the sugar cane, he operates that machine. Also, he works inside the alambic. He can do everything. But as you see, Sandro is a new guy. Quantos anos você tem? 29. He's 29 years old. Means he started working with us with less than 20 years. Você estuda, Sandro, além de trabalhar aqui? O que você estuda?
Faço história.
Okay, Sandro also, after he works here the entire days, he go to another city near to Morretes, that is Paranaguá, because he studies there. He's at the college there, he's studying history. So soon he will become a teacher of history.
Vai ser professor de história? Pesquisador.
Yeah, he said that soon he will finish his course, and he likes a lot of history. But he's with us for 9.5 years. And also, Sandro lives in a house that we have here at the Alambique.
Você mora quanto tempo aqui na casa, Sandro?
He's living in our house for 4 years. And what's good is he doesn't have to face transit
To
or
commute.
anything like
No
that.
traffic.
He just lives here at the Alambique.
It's a pretty nice place to live.
O Dragos está perguntando se é um bom lugar para morar.
Bom.
He said that he likes a lot.
And Torres, we should mention that his sister Luciana worked with us for 10 years as well before she became a teacher.
Yes. Yeah, well, here in Morretes, people sometimes belongs to the same family. There was a time here when Sandro, his sister, Luciana, and also his father worked with us. Both, the three guys, they worked with us. And it was okay, but Luciani decided to move. She has another big challenge, and after 10 years, she decided to leave. But it's common that we have people from the same family working here together. And I think that's a very good. I like the idea.
Well, thank you,
also,
Torres.
we have other guys working here.
Obrigado, Sandro.
There you see Otero and Ítalo. Otero, vem um pouquinho aqui mais perto, por favor.
He cannot go any further, guys, because he will lose connection. So he has to call him to him.
Yeah. Esse é o Otero.
Mostra aqui a camiseta do Otero.
Oi, Otero, tudo bom?
Otero.
Hello.
Oi.
We have English classes for some people here, those that are interested in study English. We have a teacher, she comes here to our Alambique, and they have English classes for free. And Otero is studying English.
Há quanto tempo você está estudando inglês?
Ano e meio.
1.5 years he's studying English.
Você tem alguma frase em inglês que você saiba dizer?
Pô, quer dizer, how are you, né?
Well,
Diga alô com o nosso pessoal. Então.
Hello.
well, Otero,
Hello, Otero.
normally he has a very good mood.
Hello.
Yeah, he likes to sing.
Gosta
He
de
does.
cantar, Otero?
Otero sings quite a bit. He has the best voice on the planet. so others who work with him say. That's right.
Ok.
Otero has, how
Otero-
long has Otero been with us, Torres? 5 years?
Há quanto tempo?
Quase 4 anos, né? 3 anos.
4 years, around 4 years he's with us.
Very nice.
E comparando, Otero, o trabalho que você tem aqui em outros lugares que você já trabalhou, como é que é trabalhar aqui e trabalhar em outros lugares? I'm asking Otero the difference between working here and in other places that has been working before.
Acho que assim, quanto aos outros empregos, né, normais, né? A empresa tem compromisso, né, com os empregados, né? Tudo em ordem, certinho. Gosto daqui.
Well, Otero said that what is important for him here is that he feels that the company is committed to him. That is a big difference between other places that he has been working before. So it's Otero's opinion. Obrigado, Otero. Otero will be
Obrigado,
back.
Otero.
Also, we have Ítalo. Ítalo.
Well, from those 4 guys, Ítalo is the new one, but even him, he's been working with us.
Quanto tempo trabalhando com a gente?
2 anos.
2 years. Ítalo is working with us.
E você trabalhava no que antes, Ítalo?
I asked him what was his previous job before he came to here.
Trabalhava com material de construção para repositor.
Okay, he works in a company that produces material for buildings.
E o que você faz tudo aqui, Otero? O que mais você gosta de fazer aqui? Otero, não, Ítalo. Desculpe, Ítalo.
Faço um pouco de tudo.
Oi, Torres.
You know,
let's interrupt for just 1 second. I would like to, we have a number of people joining us right now, and I'd like to explain what we're doing to them. And so everybody, this is the third episode of our webinar series called Why Cachaça Matters. And this episode is called The Human Investment, the Realities of Working in the Sugarcane Fields. So you are now live with the sugarcane field team at the Novo Fogo distillery in Morretes, Paraná, in the south of Brazil. And Torres, the founder and the managing director of the distillery, is interviewing some of the members of the field team, asking them how long they've been with us and how they work, how their job goes. But really, we welcome questions for you. We have a few questions here we're going to answer pretty soon. But if you have specific questions for them, please type them up in the Facebook feed or in the Q&A button of the Zoom webinar, and we will continue to ask those questions to you as we can. So, Torres, I'll go back to you now, and please let us know what he just said, but also ask him when did he know that he became a good worker for the sugarcane field? What was his process of learning this job? When did he become good? Does he think he understands how to do the job? Thank you.
Sorry, Dragos, I think I didn't hear you. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. No problem. I know it's difficult. Ask Italo what was his process of learning this new job, because he came from a different job. What was it like to learn, and at what point, after how much time, did he think, okay, I know how to do this?
Ok. Ele quer saber, Ítalo, como é que foi se adaptar a esse trabalho novo. Você vinha de uma empresa que fazia outras coisas. Para você foi difícil se adaptar? Quanto tempo você acha que você precisou para aprender a trabalhar bem com o campo, trabalhar com a caldeira? Como é que foi isso?
Com o tempo, assim, mais ou menos uns 6 meses, né? Para se adaptar, né? Um serviço bastante pesado, né?
Ok.
Daí, mais ou menos uns 6 meses para se adaptar bem.
Italo said that it took around 6 months for him to become aware about everything and be sure about what he was doing was the right thing.
Yeah.
He's young. I think he's learning fast. And what is important to mention is this is a typical work day here in Morretes. And it's unbelievable hot here. I don't know
That's
if
right.
you can
Summertime
see.
is starting in Brazil.
Yeah, but it's unbelievable hot. I think it's 35, 36 degrees or even more Celsius. And you see the clothes they use. They have to use that clothes because the leaves of sugarcane, they can cut your skin. And also they have to be protected against, let's say, snakes that perhaps you can find a snake here. Look, his boots to protect, and look, the gloves. And this is really important, is the hat, because the sun is unbelievable strong. And sometimes they work at the full day just in the field doing these things. I was asking them before, how many liters of water they can drink by day? Well, it was difficult for them to say, but they drink perhaps 4 liters of water per day while they are working in the field. And they have, they work 8 hours a day from Monday to Friday, and also they work more 4 hours on Saturday. Monday to Friday and 4 hours on Saturday. And they have 1 hour for lunch, and they have 2 breaks, 15 minutes break in the morning and 15 breaks in the evening, where they can eat. We provided the food for them, and also the water. But just, it's not a job for, let's say, well, I cannot do this job. I assure to you, it's really heavy. And
we've all tried it. It's not easy.
Yeah, but it's difficult. And this is a typical day. As you see, Oséias is working with us since the beginning, and you see, he's a very healthy guy, because it's important also to say that, especially during the months of January and February, where the days are really hot, more than it is today, normally they don't work from noon to 3 p.m. because it's almost impossible to stay outside in the sun. The sun is really unbelievable hot. So we have a flexible working time, especially on the summer. I think it's important to mention all these things to you so you can be more aware about the way that we do our management of the sugarcane field to produce Novo Fogo.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Toy. So please ask Italo about his wife. He works with his wife, Gisele. She is inside the building doing distillation, and they met before they came to the to work here, but they came separately. Can he tell us what it's like to work with his wife?
Como é que é trabalhar com a sua mulher?
É igual brincaram, né? My boss.
His wife is his boss, he said. You are going to meet her. Wow, you see, I think he's right.
I think
Well, they are
right
very nice people.
Toys, what's right is that Italo begins the process of making cachaça, and Gisele ends the process of making cachaça. Together, the two ends are the whole process.
Você entendeu? Ele está dizendo o seguinte, na realidade é assim, você começa o processo de produzir cachaça e ela termina de produzir cachaça.
Yes, Dragos, that's a very good explanation. Yes, you're right.
Okay, we'll use that one going forward.
Okay,
Toys.
good.
Well, thank you for talking to the guys in the field. I know it's hot and they want to get back to work, but should we head inside? Obrigado, Italo. Should we go inside? And while you're going inside to find the people over there, I want to talk a little bit more, and I think you can switch back to me, Luke. So one question came about the longevity of the team members, and you heard Toyas explain it indirectly in some ways. You know, it's the karma thing again. What goes around comes around. Really, if you want your team to stay with you, then you got to take care of your team. This applies to any business in the world, and it really, for us, it actually starts with the organic component of our business. Organic means that most people think of organic as, well, you know, when I'm consuming a product made by an organic company, I'm not consuming chemicals, and that's true. But there is another other end of the organic spectrum that people forget about, and that has to do with the producers themselves. A company that spreads fertilizers and chemicals on their field, well, who spreads those? It's the workers. Do the workers breathe those fumes from the chemicals? Yes, they do. So chemicals affect not just the consumer, but also the producer. So we had some issues that came out of sugarcane fields in Nicaragua a few years ago, and I think it was a combination of chemicals being utilized in the production of the sugarcane. They were perhaps lowering the immune systems and damaging internal organs, combined with dehydration of the field workers staying in the field too long in that hot temperature without drinking enough water. Well, you remove those problems and you have a much easier path to health. So you heard them talk about the fact that they can't be outside during the hot hours, hot days, hot parts of the day. They have to take breaks, mandatory breaks. They have to come inside at least once a day where it's air conditioned. And when they come inside, we give them food. It's free food. They always have water. It's very important that they get compensated by the hour work and not by the ton harvested, because compensating people in the field for output means that they will be out there abusing themselves for longer hours and putting themselves at risk. We don't do that. And frankly, even when there are downtimes at the distillery, we reduce the amount of hours that they work, and they still get paid the same amount. In fact, when it comes to compensation too, there are some things that are provided by the law of Brazil, and there's some things that we do ourselves, such as they work 11 months a year, but they get 13 monthly salaries. They get annual raises. They get additional compensation if they have children. And this kind of, and of course you heard about the English classes from our friend Miriam, who comes once a week and teaches them. For anybody who is interested, and it turns out the team in the field is very interested, as you heard, they like to learn things. So all of these things amount to a healthy team. They can last in the field for a long time, and it's a very simple equation, really. You give and you shall receive. That's really what comes down to it. So, Torres, are you back in the building now, so you can talk to some more folks over there?
Right now, Dragos.
Say again.
I am at Alambique area right now.
Okay, sounds good. So tell us who you have there, and let's talk to them as well.
Well, you see how it is working here. We have a visitor here.
No, it's a lizard. Very nice.
It's a very small lizard. Very small. Yeah, he's just waiting us here. Well,
the famous lizard.
Yeah, here I'm going to show you the other people that is part of our business here. We have people that do the hard work there outside, and also we have some people doing hard work here inside. I'm going to call you Bruna. Bruna. Bruna is here.
Where is Bruna?
Hello.
Oi, Bruna, tudo bom? Hi. How are you, Bruna?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, thank you very much.
Okay.
So, Bruna, you studied with Agenor, with Dr. Cachaça, at the university in Curitiba, yeah? And then you came to work here at the distillery. Tell us about the transition between school and work. Yeah, and you can speak in Portuguese if you like.
Ah, ok. Acho que a maior diferença, Torres pode me ajudar, são várias diferenças, mas acho que a mais impactante é o tamanho das amostras, né? No laboratório a gente lida com uma amostra de 20 ml, 50 ml, e aqui a gente trabalha com 2.000 litros, 5.000 litros, 10.000 litros. Acho que isso é o que é a maior diferença para mim que eu estou vendo, além de estrutural, né? Trabalhar em morretes rodeada de animais e vegetais é outra coisa que você trabalhar em clausurado, né?
I don't know if you understood the Dragos.
Yeah, I like the fact she said that in the lab she works with a few liters at a time, and here she works with thousands of liters at a time. It seems like it matters a little bit more now that it's real, and she enjoys working in the environment there with the animals and the birds. So yeah, I agree with that. Those are some major differences. Yeah.
And also Bruna lives, we have 2 houses here at the Alambique area, and also Bruna lives here.
Yeah.
So as Sandro that we talked before, and Gustavo, Bruna also lives here. E como é, Bruna, você morar e trabalhar aqui? How is for her to live and to work here in the same place? É melhor, é pior?
É assim, eu nunca tinha experimentado trabalhar dentro da empresa, né? Na universidade também não. Mas é uma oportunidade gratificante, né? Eu posso acordar um pouquinho mais tarde, não demoro muito para chegar no trabalho, não tem barulho de carro, então é mais tranquilo. É uma outra experiência muito gratificante para mim.
Okay, she said that it's nice to live here because it has no noise for cars or anything like that. She can sleep a little bit more in the mornings because it's just 5 minutes to walk from 1 minute. She said it's not 5 minutes, just 1 minute she sleeps more. Okay. And she's very satisfied to be here and with us. Bruna is the technical manager. So she graduated from university, and she's doing the most technical activities are her responsibility here.
Can all those young ladies in the room with you, they work on distillation, while Agenor Maccari Jr., professor, is the big master distiller.
Oh, here eu Gisele.
Oi, Gisele, tudo bom? Hi.
Gisele is married to Italo that you knew before.
That's right. She's the final end of the production of cachaça.
Yeah,
These
Italo
young...
said that you are the boss. O Italo disse que você é a chefe, é isso mesmo?
Tanto no trabalho quanto em casa.
She's the boss here and at home. Há quanto tempo você está com a gente, Gisele?
Faz 2 anos.
Gisele is working here for 2 years. E você, daqui, das atividades que você faz, o que você mais gosta, Gisele?
Eu gosto da destilação, porque é a parte mais importante, onde é separado o nosso produto, né? Então é a melhor parte. Aqui, saindo certo, o produto vai ser melhor.
Okay. Well, I asked her the activities that she most liked, and she said that here at the distillation is the part she most liked because here's the heart of the company. Doing here a good job, the cachaça at the end will be good. So this is the part that she likes more. But here, everybody do everything. She also, when necessary, she goes to the fermentation area, to the preparation of the juice, as we say, also bottling and doing things on the inventory area. So normally people do everything here. But of course, some people like more one job than the other. Okay?
Torres, Gisele came 2 years ago, but she did not have experience with distillation or with cachaça before. She came to do a different job, and she learned, and she became a distiller. And this is very important to mention, is that she had an opportunity to take more responsibility. And I remember you told me when she arrived that she was showing a lot of initiative, and she was very driven to learn and to advance herself. And this is the kind of role model that I think young women everywhere should have. So thank you, Gisele. What a great story.
Que você veio de outro trabalho, mas que você sempre mostrou muita iniciativa e você aprendeu rápido a como fazer as coisas aqui. Então, está te dando os parabéns.
Mas lá na loja eu já vendia Porto Morrer. Então já conhecia Porto
She
Morrer.
used to sell our cachaça on the store she worked before.
There you go.
She knew us because she was selling our cachaça there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. Obrigado, Gisele.
Obrigado, Gisele.
Well, let me call you Fernanda right now.
Torres, and as you talk to Fernanda and Mayara, ask them to show us what they do there. What is their work? What specifically do they do?
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you in details. I want just to you to know Fernanda. Fernanda also worked with us.
Oi, Fernanda.
Around 1 year, and Fernanda is very important because Fernanda takes care of all the paperwork. Most part of the paperwork Fernanda is doing, and she prepares the invoices and all documents that is necessary. So she's a very important person to us. O que você fazia antes de trabalhar aqui?
Trabalhava em recursos humanos no laboratório de análise química.
Okay, she used to work as a human resources person in another company, and this is part of the job of her job also here. What she do here, part also is the human resources. You know, Brazil is a very bureaucratic country, lots of rules, and we have to be updated about all kind of rules. And Fernanda is mainly responsible for doing that for us.
Very nice. Obrigado,
Okay.
Fernanda.
Obrigado, Fernanda.
Obrigada.
Well, let me show you for a while here what people do here. Well, let me show some other girls. Here's Mayara.
Oi, Mayara.
And this is Larissa. Larissa is too shy. I will not talk to her because she's too shy. I will talk to Mayara and later to Larissa.
Okay.
Well, Mayara, Você pode mostrar para nós o que você faz aqui nessa área? Mayara will show us exactly what she do here. Ok? Como que você começa, Mayara?
Primeiro eu desço.
Oh, first of all, você pode mostrar lá? First of all, he has to receive the wine of sugarcane here on this tank.
Eu desço bem para o pré-aquecedor, onde a caldeira vai aquecer. Vai aquecer não, desculpe. Vai descer para o destilador. Aí onde a caldeira vai aquecer, ele vai subir em forma de vapor. Vai passar por uma serpentina que tem aqui dentro. Aí vai vir para o resfriador.
She speaks very fast. I'm going to translate to you. She's explained to us exactly all the flow the wine and the cachaça do here at these facilities. And here, Mayara, you start to heat. Você começa a aquecer aqui. Okay, so today we are not distillating, but normally she has to turn on the boiler. She's not doing that, but she has to open the valve to receive the vapor, to start to increase the temperature and to start the distillation. E depois que começa a destilação, Mayara, como é que você faz? Aí vem aqui para o resfriador.
Vai sair nessas três formas de cachaça. Que a primeira que vai sair é a cabeça.
Ok. E como é que você faz a separação? I am asking her because we split the cachaça that comes from the alambique in three different parts. That is the tail, well, first the head, the heart, and later the tail. E como você faz como é que você sabe quando você tem que cortar de um para outro? I am asking her how she knows when to cut from one part to another.
A quantidade de litros e a gradação e também a
Ok.
a qualidade do produto, tanto que ela é meio curva e não é cristalina. E traz vezes de cobre, então fica meio suave.
Ok. Well, when she is distillating, what she's doing is she controls the alcohol content using this equipment, and also the color and if the liquid is cloudy or no. So she knows by experience and using equipment what is the exactly time to cut from one part to the other. Há quanto tempo você está destilando? I'm asking her how much time he's doing this job here. 1 year she's distillating. Okay?
She also started doing some other kind of work before she learned how to distill.
Você faz outro tipo você já fez outro tipo de trabalho também, Mayara?
Fora daqui, não?
Sim.
Não, nenhum, esse é o primeiro.
Okay. Our company is the first company that she starts works. How old are you? Quantos anos você tem? 19. She's just 19, so she starts here with 18 years old with us.
And I want to remind our American audience that 18 is the legal drinking age in Brazil. He's muted.
Here at the work, it's not necessary to drink, but you were right. 18 is the legal age, but it's not necessary for her to drink here at this place. Of course, she can drink, but it's not necessary.
Thank you, Torres.
Okay, Larissa. Oh, I'm calling Larissa again. Yeah. Larissa, she lives very close to us here, just one house, the house aside of us. Você é nossa vizinha aqui, né, Larissa? E antes de começar a trabalhar aqui, você estudava? Okay, I'm asking her what she working with us, and she was at the college, at the university. O que você estudou?
Biologia.
Ah, wow, she graduated in what she's doing here is normally she's working on the preparation area, Also the fermentation. So she's taking care mostly of the fermentation, certo? Você trabalha mais na parte de fermentação? Okay, so in the juice preparation and the fermentation, this is the most part of her job here with us.
That's great. Fermentation
Okay.
is another one of the parts of the process. It's really very important.
Obrigado por enquanto, Larissa.
So I think we are difficulties, so we should probably move away from that room.
Oi, Dragos.
Hi, hello. Okay.
Oh,
Do you have
okay.
anybody else to talk to? How about the fine man who was holding the camera? Superman himself.
I know. I have to talk to Gustavo.
Yeah, let's talk to Gustavo.
Yeah, this is Gustavo. Come here, Gustavo.
Oh, Gustavo.
Yeah. Gustavo is,
Hi, Dragos.
Gustavo is our administrative and financial manager. He's from Curitiba, but he's living here in our house since 1 year ago. And she's the second time that he's working with us. He used to work for us for 6 years, 6 anos?
6 anos. 6 anos.
And he left.
The office in Curitiba.
Yeah, he left. He decided to open a pizza bar. And now he's back. Don't ask him about his experience on pizza bar.
So, Gustavo, what is better, pizza or cachaça?
Pizza ou cachaça?
Cachaça sempre.
Cachaça always.
Cachaça
Perhaps
always.
with a little pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gustavo is the guy that do most part of the the difficult job here. He's the guy that takes care of the money, the bank, all the protocols, and all these boring things. Gustavo is the guy that do. Todas as coisas chatas é o Gustavo que faz. Right?
Look, I want to say something about Gustavo. The operations team here in the United States works daily with Gustavo, and I interact daily with him as well. And now for many years with that pizza break in between. But I remember at the beginning when we were communicating, Gustavo was using Google Translator to communicate with us. He wanted to write in English, and those emails were not good. But now, because he has been learning English, his communication is so good, and it's so pleasant to talk to him about everything that goes on. He really handles a lot of the small details of this business. So thank you, Gustavo. Muito obrigado.
Yeah, you're right. Ele disse o seguinte, que dá para ver claramente que houve uma evolução da sua parte entre você ter trabalhado a primeira vez aqui e agora.
Ah, sim.
Você está falando inglês melhor. Yeah, and he's studying English here at night. He, Bruna, and Otero, as I mentioned before, they are all studying English here with us.
Very nice. Well, it shows. We appreciate it. We know that you don't have to speak English, but we appreciate it that you try to speak English. We don't expect everybody to just speak English because we do. This is a gift that they give to us. So thank you very much for that.
Agradecendo.
Ah, ok.
Okay, Dragos, this is, as you mentioned, this is the people that you can see the initials, their initials on our cachaça. If you see the labels, you are going to find all the initials, as iniciais, né? Todos vocês assinam os rótulos de cachaça. I'm asking Gisele if all of them signs the labels of cachaça, Novo Fogo cachaça. Vocês assinam? Quais são as suas iniciais?
G e O.
G-O.
G-O. I have a bottle here. It's not G-O, but it's I-A. It's Italo Abreu.
Italo Abreu.
Italo Abreu. This is Tanager from 2015.
O meu também é GA, né?
GA. Now she changed. It's GA.
Vou mudar.
We have a lot of bottles named G-O. Now she is GA. Gisele Abreu.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very true.
Yeah. Mayara, quais são suas iniciais?
MM.
MM. Mayara is MM, the initials.
M.
So, Larissa. suas iniciais.
LR.
LR, Larissa. Bruna, você assina também ou não?
Sim.
Oh, Bruna also
Sim.
signs the labels. Is
D.
BG.
BG.
BG is Bruna. Okay. Well, this is the most important part of our business is our people, really. We are glad to have all these people here with us. Eles estão mostrando a tela agora todos os nomes.
Well, thank you, everybody. I have a few more questions, Toys, that I would like to answer that I received here. And I have two. Actually, I will answer at the same time. One of them was, you see employees as investments. What return do you want from them? And the other one is, are you thinking about selling Novo Fogo to a big brand? So I like to answer both of those questions together, actually. I do see employees as investments, and I also see that they make an investment in us. I believe that every transaction between every two people any day should be a fair trade. What you give is what you receive, right? So when somebody comes to work for us, they dedicate their lives to that company. So such a great portion of their lives is now attached to us. That gives us a lot of responsibility to do well for them. And every time I engage with anybody on our team, whether it's up here in the north or down in the south, I say that when they come to work as part of our team, they are in our custody, in that we want to make sure that when they leave, they are more valuable, more prepared, more experienced, that they make more money, they have more responsibility. And if they choose to go somewhere else from here, they go someplace where their market value has been increased and they are on a happy life. So perhaps many years from now, somebody who worked at Novo Fogo can think about the days when they worked with Novo Fogo and they learned so much and had a good time, and how that propelled them to a successful career. So it's really a two-way thing. And it goes to the whole concept of trying to build that 100-year company that I was mentioning earlier. We can't do that if we have people come and go all the time. It's important that they stick around. And in order for them to stick around, we have to make them happy, right? So do we want to sell the company to a big brand? I'll tell you what we do want to do. We want to build a 100-year company. And anything that has that kind of success comes back to us and rewards us in a number of different ways. There is no answer. The only thing you can do is the best on a daily basis, put one foot in front of the other, and everything else sorts itself out. We don't need to worry about it. So that's it. I also had another question about my cat named Whiskey. The question is not a unique question at all. The question was, why do you call your cat Whiskey when you have a cachaça company? It's a fair question, but he is a male cat. Cachaça is a feminine noun, and it was kind of inappropriate to call him cachaça. So I also want to say that I do like whiskey, as I like rum and gin and all sorts of things. We love all things equally, although we have a dedicated passion towards cachaça. Whiskey is a good cat, and whiskey makes a good drink too. Toes, this is what we have for now. I like to tell everybody that if we didn't get to their questions, they should still ask them, and we can answer them privately. Also, this video will be available here on Facebook and very soon on YouTube. And if you do want to hear other topics that you would like us to do webinars like this on, we are very willing to do it. As you can see, we're starting to feel our way through this, and hopefully this was of interest to you. Toes, thank you very much for your time over there and for guiding the interviews with everybody. You are the glue to everything that we do over there, and the folks there are the foundation of our company, and we look forward to having this two-continent family continue to expand. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Tchau, Teus. Um abraço. Bye.
Um abraço. Tchau.
Take care.